the number of Americans who are collecting disability checks. Now, you ready for a shock? More people are on federal disability insurance than live in New York City. 8,733,461 people. 8.7 million people are collecting disability insurance from the federal government. You think that's bad? Wait a minute. We have spouses of disabled workers also getting payments. 1.9 million children of disabled workers. So the grand total, add them all up, 10,798,000 people getting a disability check from Uncle Sam. That is enough to make you feel disabled. 10.8 million people collecting checks. We don't even have that. How many people are working in the United States right now? Of the total population of 313 million, 118 million people are employed. And we have 10 million collecting disability. Not to mention, of course, the number of about 50% not paying tax. I don't know where this money. Who's paying for this stuff? Let's find out. With us this afternoon to talk about it, Gregory Michael Dell. He is partner and managing attorney for the Disability Income Division of Dell and Schaefer Chartered. Gregory, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Good, thank you. I guess the first question is this, obviously this is getting out of control. What's the cost for all of this?
Well, the cost of it is actually $10.6 billion a month.
A month,
over $132 billion, and that is just the disability benefit portion of the Social Security program.
Is it easy to get this? It must be. I'm looking at all these people around.
It's not. It's easy. And that's what's interesting. You know, when you throw out those statistics and you say we have over 10 million people getting it. You know, last year over 3 million people applied for Social Security disability benefits. Only about a third of them ended up getting approved, but actually initially only 15% of them got approved from the initial application, and then they went through the appeal process and subsequently got approved. But what's scary about it is that we have over 3 million people applying. Last month we had almost 300,000 people apply for Social Security disability, and we only added 80,000 jobs last month, according to the most recent labor statistic report.
What concerns me are all these stories about people you see on disability. I mean, the Long Island Railroad is a perfect example of these guys were going out on disability and getting full salary, and then the next thing is they're out playing golf, they're running marathons. So how many would you think don't deserve this among the 10 million that we've got there?
You know, I don't think that there's a large percentage there of people who don't deserve it. Where I think the problem is that where Social Security disability approves you, you're on it, and they rarely ever scrutinize it or take you off of it. You know, the most recent statistics are that less than 0.5% of the people on Social Security disability ever come off of it. Whereas when you compare that to the private disability insurers, they're regulating the claimants every single month. It's a month-to-month analysis. With Social Security disability, it's basically maybe once a year they ask you for something, and that's about it. And unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of Americans who apply for unemployment and at the same time apply for Social Security disability. Now, those two programs don't have the same types of qualifications.
Well, the issue here, too, is this affordable going forward? Because you look at these numbers, and there's more and more people collecting every year, year after year. And to take the numbers that you gave us, the number of people that are being turned down, eventually they keep trying. I'm sure they'll get on. This is going to be unaffordable if it isn't already.
Well, I believe it's already running at a $50 billion deficit. This portion of Social Security disability. So, you know, it's very scary for us who continue to pay into the system as to if anything's ever going to be there. But, you know, each person's the average amount that a person receives on Social Security disability is $1,100 a month. So
well, I mean, that adds up.
Yeah, it definitely adds up, but we're not talking about, you know, these people who are working, for the most part, if the average is $1,100 a month, the most you can get is about $2,300 a month.
Right now, so, what do you need to qualify? Well, give us an example, just a sort of a typical person to get on this.
Okay, Social Security disability means you're unable to perform the duties of any gainful occupation for which you basically have experience, education, and training. And that basically means that you cannot work in a job, any job, with reasonable continuity. And reasonable continuity, according to Social Security disability, is that you got to be able to do that job at least consistently for at least 4 hours a day.
So in other words, if I hurt my back, I got a bad back. If I threw my back out, and I'm not allowed to sit. I couldn't sit for extended periods of time. I could go on disability.
No, because they make the assumption that you're going to be out of work for at least 12 months. So you have to have a condition that would keep you out of work for at least 1 year. And if that condition isn't likely to keep you out for more than a year, then they're not going to approve your claim. And they also don't pay for at least 6 months. It's not like unemployment where you file and possibly you get paid within a couple weeks. Nobody sees any money for at least 6 months once they file a claim.
Do you have any way that we get this under control and make it more affordable? You know, again, the $50 billion deficit here. Because what's happening, workers pay disability insurance as part of their checks, and if you're self-employed, you double pay. I understand, right? So, is that in danger of being increased?
There's two different types of insurance going on here. One is Social Security disability, which is a government benefit that almost all of us pay into. The other one is the private disability insurance, which is short-term and long-term disability that you can get as an employer benefit, or you can buy on your own from any insurance company. And one of the problems that's compounding this issue with Social Security disability is that the people who have this private insurance through their employer are being required to also apply for Social Security disability. So there's over 800,000 people in this country on private disability insurance, of which 80% of those people are also receiving Social Security disability. So even though we have these private companies who are offering disability insurance, they're just taking advantage of the Social Security disability program because they're deducting from the private insurance fund what they would pay a claimant, the amount that Social Security disability pays the claimant. So in essence, they're just offering insurance on top of Social Security, saying if Social Security doesn't pay you, then we'll pay you.
Yeah, okay. It's no
which
wonder
is
we're
really a
going
waste.
broke. Yeah, okay. Gregory, thanks a lot for the insight in this one. You know, it's just one of these many, federal programs that get started with good intention, and the next thing you know, they're out of control and unaffordable. Gregory Michael Dell, partner and managing attorney for the Disability Income Division of Dell & Schaefer. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you're welcome. Now,